Nothing is good or bad in life. Okay, maybe there are some things that are good and some things that are bad. But when it comes down to art, there's no good or bad art. Now you might be thinking like, well, yeah, there is. There's art that's good and there's art that's bad. That painting sucks. And you know, that song is terrible. Well, the thing about art is it's all subjective. If you're somebody who's living life every single day, you're an artist or a creator. You just are. You're constantly creating a lifestyle for yourself throughout your routine, your values, your beliefs, your morals. You're an artist. You have to create in order for you to live. You know, I used to prevent myself from making videos because I was so caught up on the fact of what if it gets no likes? What if nobody likes it? What if people think it's shit? But the thing about being an artist is once you put something out in this world, you have no control over how people are going to interpret it. You know, look at our famous artists, for example. Travis Scott, Drake. You know, they put out an album and people will immediately go, this is trash. And then you have a whole bunch of other people that go, this is amazing. But there's no way to really say that it's amazing or it's shit because it's all subjective to how you view things. If you are somebody who likes alternative music and I give you a Playboi Carti song to listen to, are you really gonna think it's great music? Probably not. But that doesn't mean that it's bad art. It doesn't mean that it's bad music. Rick Rubin talks about this concept. And if you don't know Rick Rubin, he's a famous artist, a famous producer, a visionary, a creative genius. And he talks about if you are an artist, there's no bad or good art. He talks about how, you know, we're constantly comparing, you know, musicians' albums. You know, we're constantly comparing, you know, Drake versus Travis Scott. But Travis Scott's always going to make the best Travis Scott album, just like Drake's always going to make the best Drake album. And a lot of times we, you know, take in music in this way where we immediately start to judge it. We don't really take it in. And that's because we're judging it off of our own beliefs, you know, how we view things. You know, the minute Drake drops an album, everybody's like, oh, this is shit. Oh, it's not like his old albums. But it's like, if you're an artist, can you really keep continuously making the exact same art? No, you've got to evolve. But the whole thing about being an artist is experimenting and putting yourself out there. Now look, if you are an artist, if you are creating, you're creating every single day because you're living. But if you are somebody who wants to start creating YouTube videos, TikToks, whatever it is, when you post your stuff, you have no control over how people are going to interpret it. The only thing you can do is create for yourself and create at the highest form. And this is something that Rick Rubin talks about, is putting the best art out. How do you do that? Let's say you make a video and it's not what you think it is, or you don't think that it's great personally. It's not something that or maybe it's something that you would lose interest if you're watching it, and it's something that you created. You can't look at it and go, this is bad art. You have to look at it and go, how can I make it better? Because there is no good or bad art. It's all subjective. You could say this is the best art. It doesn't really do anything crazy for me. I understand, but I don't really think it's that great. You can't get caught up in how people are going to view your art or doing it for the audience. Because if you sometimes make for the people, what if the people don't like it? And then you're like, oh shit, I made it for the people and they didn't like it. So as an artist, you have to understand, as long as you make it the best for yourself, you've done all that you can. So if you're watching this video, I hope that you get out there and you start posting videos and you start creating for yourself, because that's what matters. Don't get caught up in the views. Don't get caught up worrying about whether or not it becomes a trending video or it becomes something that pops off. If you're always just running for the views or running for, you know, attention, you're never really going to feel satisfied or find any longevity in whatever it is that you're trying to do. If you are somebody who's trying to be great, you know you can be. Start making content and don't give a fuck about what people are going to say.